as we are building up to 5 red lights here, and they are out here in Austria for the Austrian Grand Prix. We've actually got ahead of everyone now, and even our teammates made progress as well. You're not seeing things. We are about to lap Nico Hulkenberg, our teammate. So Raikkonen has made his way up. Brilliant from him. But now we just have to defend his position as Raikkonen is actually right behind us now. He's going to go to the outside here. Will Raikkonen be able to pull it off round the outside? And even Magnussen could go up the inside. There is so much going on at the moment, but I think we just about held our lines there. We're going to come through in 6th position for our highest finish of the season. Hey guys, what is up? It is StopMat1998 here, and I am back with episode number 9 of my F1 2014 Career Mode Series. We are here today for Freddie's home Grand Prix at Silverstone, obviously for the British Grand Prix. So obviously Freddie, we want to impress this weekend, hopefully perhaps even repeat his result from Austria, although I do think that is quite hard with the card we've got on us. I think that was really because of the alternation strategies in that race, although I don't think we'll really have that in this Grand Prix as we're here in practice. Now, we're already set a time on the prime tyres, which is good enough for 11th, which is pretty good. Now, we're going to come across the line. We're going to set 1 minute 38.1, which puts us 5th fastest overall in practice. So, a very good session indeed as we now go into qualifying. And as you can see here, we're doing 1 lap on the prime tyres and a lap on the option tyres. I was intending only to use the prime tyres considering our pace in practice, but the AI really did step up their pace. And Freddie felt he needs to go out on the options. So, as you can see, this prime tyre run was pretty slow, to be quite honest with you. The option tyres are actually a lot quicker around this track than the prime tyres, which is obviously normal, but I think the gap's quite big. I can't say it's as big as it is at Canada, where the gap between the option and the primes is about a second. But anyway, I'm rambling on, so let's get on into this lap. So we're currently in 19th, and we've got to beat Kobayashi's time here, although we are a second quicker. So I think getting into Q2 is almost a certainty now, unless we mess up the remainder of this lap at some point. Going through Stone out, which is actually a lot trickier on this game actually, especially with the amount of oversteer you get. You have to be really careful on the throttle out of Stone now, which is something new, to say the least. But anyway, coming around the final corner now, looks like we're going to set a 1 minute 37.8, which puts us in 12th position, and that has got us through and into Q2. So now skipping on into Q2, as you can see here, we've already set a time. We're currently going fastest actually, faster than our original time, and actually faster than Jensen Button. As you can see there, we just got let through by a Red Bull. I think it was Sebastian Vettel. But as you can see, there's a Toros in front of us who should let us through here, and then he moves over on us because we thought he was just going to stay on the racing line, like he didn't have a clue. And yeah, that just happened. We crashed into the back of Danny Kvyat. So he didn't move off the racing line, so we just assumed that he would stay there. So we decided to turn off the racing line and affect our own lap. So yeah, and unfortunately Kvyat didn't even get a penalty for that, which I just found ridiculous. So yeah, that really wasn't a great end to our qualifying session, and we will be starting in P15. But as you can see there by the strategy, we are starting on the prime tyres for this race, and then we're going to be doing 2 options since the end, so we will have to look after our tyres quite well, especially in the middle stint. But anyway, wish us luck. So here we are then, starting in P15 for our home Grand Prix, hoping to finish in the points there. It will be a challenge from 15th on the grid as the lights are about to go out now when they are out, and we've shifted quite early into second gear, and it seems to have really hampered us, to be honest with you, although no cars really seem to be overtaking us. I think we're going to take advantage of the AI going into turn 1 as we almost passed Settil there. We've just about passed Settil, just about avoiding contact with his rear tyre there. We're going to go up the inside of loads of cars here, and look, our teammate Nico Hulkenberg is just ahead, and we actually do hit the back of his car there, although it didn't really affect him that much, I don't think. As we're currently on the outside now, and we've actually already made our way up into P12, even P11 now. We've just gotten ahead of Kvyat, our rival from qualifying. We got ahead of Hulkenberg and Alonso, who were both going incredibly slowly, and now we're side by side, actually with our teammate Nico Hulkenberg. Will we be able to stay ahead of him going into Britan's corner? In fact, we got ahead of him as well as Valtteri Bottas, who broke very early behind Kevin Magnussen for whatever reason. Not sure if he tried to make a move or not and then backed out. But yeah, we're already up into P8, so a brilliant start from ourselves. And hoping that we can keep Bottas behind here on this straight. Obviously Williams is very good in the straight line, as you can see. I don't think he's going to go for a move into Cops. It's very unnatural for the AI to do that. And in fact, he's actually lost 2 positions from that. Hulkenberg and Alonso are through, I believe. Alonso not having a great start either. But we have made a fantastic start here. Really couldn't have gone any better for us. We are going through Beckett's now. And yeah, we're trying to get a good exit, although we didn't really get a good exit. Actually, that's affected us quite a lot, as Hulkenberg's going to get a brilliant run on us here. He's going to go to the outside. We can't really move over now, and possibly even Fernando Alonso in his Ferrari now could go around our outside here. Will he be able to pull the move off? No, we brake just as late. We brake as late as possible there, and Hulkenberg is off into the distance while Alonso is still behind us, so we've got to defend from him in this first stint. Obviously on the prime tyres, we're at quite a disadvantage here, as the option tyres are obviously a much quicker tyre. I think most of the AI did start on the options, so they do have an advantage, as you can see now. Skipping on to lap 4, we've got Alonso behind us who's going to go for the move, and he's going to back out. But as you can see here, currently in P9, and as you can see just ahead there, Felipe Massa had stopped. So remember, he was our championship rival going into this race. I think he was only 4 points actually ahead of us, and remember he also retired in Austria, so really not going too well for him. Williams obviously having to work on their reliability. So as you can see here, skipping on to lap 5, Kvyat actually got ahead of Alonso and tried to make a move, although he got held up behind us, and Alonso took advantage of that by actually passing the pair of us there. So brilliant from Alonso, really just showing what a great racing driver he is. As you can see now side by side with Kvyat, after we didn't get the best exit out of Stowe Corner, and we're just about keeping him behind. In fact, we're forcing him a little bit wide, and Bottas actually went through there and up into P10, so we're down into P9 now. As we skip on to lap 7, we're actually going to come in this lap, although it is 3 laps earlier than our recommended pit stop. I just didn't want to stay on the prime tyres any longer, because they really were that slow, and he was losing so much time to the cars ahead. He just decided to come for the option tyres extra early. So obviously as we're coming in for an early pit stop, Freddie's going to have to look after the tyres incredibly well in this middle stint. And sorry about that if you can hear the fireworks there. But anyway, putting on the option tyres now, and it's a pretty good stop, 3.7 second stop, and Maldonado has just gone ahead of us. But I believe Jenson Button is actually doing a free stop, and he already pitted a few laps earlier. So Button, is he going to get through? I think he is, yes. Although he is only coming into turn 1 now, so he's only just ahead of us actually. So we could be racing him towards the end, obviously, as we're now going into this corner now. Button, really, I think we're probably going to beat him today, because he is obviously doing one more stop than us, and the tyre wear is not that extreme around this track, as we've just elevated ourselves up into P12 at the expense of other cars pitting. And now skipping on to lap 13, as you can see there, we've got Daniel Kvyat in the pits. Actually, no, it's not Kvyat in the pits, sorry, Kvyat's the car behind us. But there was another car in the pits there, yeah, we're now up into P9. As you can see now, skipping on to lap 16, Bottas and Kvyat, I believe, are going into the pits for their second stops of the day. We're going to stay out for a couple more laps. In fact, we were pitting on this lap. Nothing really happened in that middle stint. We sort of maintained a gap to Bottas and Kvyat, although they did catch up towards the end of the stint, because that's when our tyres really began to go off. As you can see now, pitting onto lap 18 and fitting the option tyres, so it will really just be a sprint to the end, to be honest. As you can see there, Suttil will probably pass us, although he hasn't pitted yet, so that's not really to worry. As you can see there, Button's just gotten ahead of us, and Gutierrez could also get ahead of us here, as well as Bottas, who we're going to be side by side with going into this next corner. Will we be able to keep the position? And I think we do. We have the inside lines, we have the advantage here, and we have actually made that move stick, which is incredibly good. And skipping later on into Luffield, he got Gutierrez just ahead of us. We're looking to dispatch as quickly as possible, as he has not pitted yet. But Freddie's gaining on him here through the slipstream, and he's got brilliant straight line speed. And don't tell me he's going to make a move at Cops here. Wow, what a fantastic move there. He really gave the home crowd something to shout about there, to cheer about. What a fantastic move from Freddie there. Definitely his best overtake of the season. But anyway, we're skipping on to lap 20 now, and Bottas is 2 seconds behind us as Button comes in for his third and final stop. So it looks like our finishing position today will be P9 unless Bottas and Kvyat, the 2 cars behind us, do catch up. As you can see there, just lapping Max Chilton as Bottas is beginning to catch us up, as my tyres are beginning to go off. Freddie's tyres did begin to go off quite a lot, but as you can see now, skipping on to the last lap, we have been we're now actually up into P8 because Sebastian Vettel retired from the Grand Prix. And as you can see, the gap to Nico Hulkenberg front was over 30 seconds. His pace was so much better than ours. But anyway, we come across the line now for P8, just about keeping Valtteri Bottas behind there. A pretty quick race, to be honest with you. Sorry about that, but really not much happened. It was sort of the AI going for move, but then sort of backing out. So I don't really see much point in showing that. But anyway, we finished in P8, just behind our teammate Nico Hulkenberg. So that's really not a bad result whatsoever. And brilliant also for the fans that we got 2 British drivers in the points. Unfortunately, Jensen Button finishing just outside. But as you can see there, we're now ahead of Felipe Massa in this championship. We're now both on 16 points. So that's good. And in the Constructors, we are still ahead of Williams, and just behind McLaren. But yeah, anyway guys, if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to give a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.